Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of The Daily. It's Tuesday, November 15th, here with Greg Lawless. I'm Nick Fersh on a very cloudy Los Angeles, California, ahead of MLS Cup on Sunday. We'll start there, Greg, with some big news for one of the teams in the MLS Cup, the LA Galaxy. Some awards, it's awards season, and some big ones going to David Beckham, the comeback player of the year, and Bruce Arena, the head coach of the year. Any surprises either way?
I think there is some surprise on the comeback player of the year. I feel that there were many people that reacted to this saying, well, what about Charlie Davies that came back obviously from that horrific injury in that car accident? But, you know, David Beckham came back from what was obviously a down year in 2010 for him as a player. Let's not forget, he's had several injuries as well. Many people are sort of looking at this as, should the comeback player of the year be renamed as the most improved player of the year? Look, it's a little bit arbitrary what the criteria are for this one, but I think that David Beckham is certainly a guy who was worthy of this considering what he did this year, and he didn't win the MVP. So there's also maybe a question whether all the voters, the media and the players and the GMs maybe gave it to him this time because he didn't get the MVP. For me, there's no question about Coach of the Year. It is Bruce Arena. You can say that Peter Novak had a good season with Philadelphia. Peter Vermees also a very good season with Sporting Kansas City to get them back to win the Eastern Conference. But what the Galaxy have done, the way Bruce Arena has built this team and gotten them to succeed on many fronts, I think it's a wonderful and deserving award for him.
Ziggy Schmidt, the head coach of the Seattle Sounders, also up for that award, but you're right. Tough to argue with the year Bruce Arena has had with the LA Galaxy. And they got a tough foe against the Houston Dynamo in MLS Cup 2011. We learned some news about one of the Dynamo star players, Brad Davis, the MVP candidate, the real playmaker for that team. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not he's going to play in this game. We thought we heard the official word that he was not with that quad injury, and now maybe there's some gamesmanship.
Well, it's funny because I think we did hear the official word, and Dominic Kinnear, the coach, coming out and saying, look, he's got a quad injury, he's not really going to play. And then in a teleconference on Monday afternoon, Kinnear actually playing a little bit coy again, saying, look, the game is 90 minutes long. It's still 5 days away. You never really know. And I do think this is just gamesmanship. I think for all intents and purposes, Brad Davis is not going to be available on Sunday. You're talking about a formidable foe for the Galaxy. This is a huge blow for the Houston Dynamo. And yet, their game is predicated on set pieces and big guys in the middle. And if Adam Moffat can produce those same service that Brad Davis has been hitting in, then I think they're still going to be a very dangerous team.
We're doing the MLS Cup Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And there's a live chat right here on MLSsoccer.com. Of course, Tuesday, a big date in FIFA and international soccer, a FIFA day for a lot of teams. The United States national team in action at Slovenia. This is the first time, Greg, they've met since the 2010 World Cup, that dramatic game, that comeback for the U.S. national team. You can find complete coverage right here on MLSsoccer.com. A lot of other MLSers in action on this FIFA day. One to watch, the LA Galaxy's Robbie Keane for Ireland going up against Estonia. They seem to already have this one locked down, headed towards the Euro Championships. Do we think we're going to see Robbie Keane a lot of minutes from him?
I'm not sure if you'll see a lot of minutes, but I do think that Trapattoni will give him a couple of minutes in front of his home fans. Look, they're up 4-0 going into the second leg. This is one that they're going to put away very easily against Estonia, and Joel Imper obviously not going to be going to the European Championship. It's a big moment for Robbie Keane. He's talked about this. There was even talk that he might come home early, and Keane himself said, no, this is not going to come. I'm not coming home early to be with the Galaxy. This is a huge moment for me, for Ireland, for the Irish national team. I want to be there in Dublin when this happens.
A moment that Robbie Keane has definitely earned for the Irish national team. Moving on, there's some big news for the New England Revolution. Jay Heaps reported in the new head coach of the New England Revolution. It is official. We knew a lot of candidates were in the mix. Jay Heaps certainly one of them. Steve Ralston was another one. Jay Heaps gets the job. What do you think?
Well, I think that there are going to be lots of questions that come out of this. You know, Jay Heaps had no coaching experience really, but then you can look at some other players that didn't. Ben Olsen didn't really have any coaching experience. Jason Christ didn't have coaching experience. They're both in those positions. But I think this goes to a question about the Revolution, and that they have done a whole lot of restructuring already, with Mike Burns being bumped up into the technical director's spot and Brian Bolello now the president of soccer operations for them. And I think this is about continuity, wanting to bring a guy who's been with the club for a very long time and try to keep some continuity. The big question mark in all of this is what happens now with Shao Reed Joseph. Can Shao Reed Joseph, who was a teammate of Heaps for a very long time, will he still be the leader? Will he even be back for the Revolution? So that will be, I think, a big thing for Jay Heaps to figure out very quickly.
One last piece of news we want to get to, and that's in the land of the Columbus Crew. Eddie Gavin signing a multi-year contract that's good for the Crew fans and good for fans of facial hair. Eddie Gavin back with Columbus. Not necessarily a surprise, but this comes on the heels of hearing rumors about Robbie Rogers not coming back. This has to help the Columbus Crew.
It certainly does, and I think it also helps him just from almost like a spiritual way. He has become, I think, the spiritual center of this team over the last couple of years with what he's been doing out on the flank for them. He's so consistent. He's been there for a while. He seems to have embraced Columbus as his club and his city. Now, maybe this will have an impact on what Robbie Rogers does. If he sees a guy who has really made a mark in Columbus, will Rogers say, you know what, I can be that guy on the other side of the field?
Well, a couple other awards we wanted to mention that you'll find on MLSsoccer.com on Tuesday. That's the Newcomer of the Year, which is an award I think a lot of people look forward to, and the Goalkeeper of the Year award. So keep an eye tuned to the site for that one. And again, MLS Cup 2011 from right here in Los Angeles, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, a live chat right here on MLSsoccer.com.